Jai Gurudev, welcome everyone to this new episode of Bliss Becoming and Being. And today we again have our beloved Guru Bhai Dharmendra Sharma ji on this platform to share some of the experiences in English. And since he would be leaving for a meeting that he has in some minutes, so I would invite him to share the experiences, and then rest of the things I will take it over from then. So I will share briefly about Guru Siyag Yoga, about Guru Siyag, and little bit about the philosophy about Guru Siyag, about this meditation practice later on after Dharmendra Bhai share his views, his experiences basically. Yeah, over to you.
So much. And Jai Gurudev to everyone. I think, my apologies. I'm not being able to spend full session time with you today. But I had received a couple of small yet very meaningful experiences, or you can say that, divine experiences from
Okay.
those practitioners who have been into Guru Siyag Yoga for quite some time.
Okay.
So this is, one of the experiences shared by one of our, medical practitioner, a doctor by profession, Guru Bhai, a co-practitioner. He had suggested me not to mention his name, hence I will not be mentioning his name, but I will be mentioning what he had written, and I would just read it as it is for you. He had been into medical profession for quite some time now. He's retired from his career that way, but he had joined another organization, and he's serving that organization also in Udaipur. So
Okay.
he mentioned he had shared this experience on 25th of March that had been covered in Hindi in our experiences with Guru Siyag Yoga. But this one is especially kept for this session in English. So he says that in one incident, our one Guru Bhai and his father took Mantra Diksha from Gurudev. His father was my neighbor, and the son was only 25 years. Son
Okay.
developed one ulcer on his knee, and later on he went for further investigation. And in the last, we figured out that he is a patient of cancer. He
Oh,
honestly performed mantra chanting and did meditation twice a day. He used to visit in the evening to join other disciples for the meditation in presence of Gurudev Siyag. His health started improving. One day I told Gurudev he may now get cured. Gurudev told me, no comments, just watch. Only after 3 days he became violent in his house, and hundreds of people gathered outside his home. At that time I was not his neighbor because he had shifted to government quarters somewhere else. Suddenly his father asked me to come and visit his residence. I went there, and there was a huge crowd, and his father made way for me to get into his house. I was
okay.
surprised. As he spoke to me, as he spoke to me, Gurudev, you. He tried touching my feet, but I held his hands before he could do so. And I
Okay.
asked him, what is the problem? He told me, now I am okay. Now I am okay. The whole crowd also got surprised, and I realized that I was only a medium for help to him by Gurudev. After 1 month, a very forceful vomiting occurred in late night to that fellow, and he was admitted to hospital. Simultaneously, his wife also got admitted in hospital, and she was pregnant. So she was blessed with a baby boy, male child. Again, I received a call from his father to please visit hospital. And as soon as I reached hospital, he told me, Gurudev, I'm going. I have seen face of my child, and now I'm ready to go. And after a few
Oh,
hours, he died. I asked his father, why suddenly this has happened? How suddenly this has happened? He told me our family members suggested to visit Bhatyani Mata, which is a local deity in Rajasthan, after permission of doctors for 2 hours and after paying visit to that place, all this just happened. Gurudev have mentioned in his speeches several times, almost all the times, that throw away all these, tavis and threads or any, action done for on voodoo or created, any negative stuff you have done on yourself. So he always has suggested to throw these out. In contrast to this experience, I have seen another experience also. One Guru Bhai from Barmer, Rajasthan, who was also suffering from cancer, where all doctors from Ahmedabad had referred him to go home as there was no chance. However, due to immense physical pain, he and his family came to Jodhpur and he got admitted in a hospital in Jodhpur. But after a couple of days, doctors from that hospital also suggested to take this patient home. Uncle of that boy of 14 years went to visit Jodhpur ashram where Gurudev used to reside. After some time, Gurudev told this patient's family to take him to Bikaner and met Gurudev's disciple. Gurudev said, he is my disciple. He is a doctor and he will help you in admission in hospital and in the treatment as well. They contacted me. I told them to reach hospital at Bikaner. By that time they reached, it was already 9:30 in the night. Anyhow, I went to the HOD, head of the Department of Cancer. He was our principal. And I said, Sir, Gurudev have sent this fellow here. After 20 minutes of investigation, head of the department told me that this boy is a guest of maximum 1 hour. He will die. However, since principal was also a disciple of our beloved Gurudev, he asked me, what do you want? I simply replied, he should be admitted. And please inform all your junior teams members to start his treatment. After one moment, he said, okay. He agreed. And I remained with this boy, and the team of doctors started treating. And a lot of water, which was accumulated in his body, was removed, and IV fluid was injected. I remained present for the whole night with this boy. In the morning, when principal came on a round on a visit, he was surprised to see that this fellow have become conscious. And I asked him to give permission for blood transfusion, getting it by donation from blood bank. Again, our HOD told me that I think he will not survive one more day, but he permitted for blood from getting from blood bank. I was very happy. Treatment continued, and on the fifth day, when principal came on round, boy was sitting on the bed and said namaskar with folded hands to principal. In the evening, he got to know that Gurudev Siyag have reached Bikaner. He took permission of 3 hours meeting with his beloved Gurudev next morning. He carried coconut for Gurudev and visited him. Gurudev told him, within 2 days you will be discharged. And don't worry, now you are okay. After 5 years, I met with his uncle at Guru Purnima function in Jodhpur, and I was glad to see Pukhraj, who was 14-year-old that time, but he became 19-year-old or so. He was still healthy. Principal told me, really, it's a miracle of Gurudev. And this practitioner also writes in the last, it is beyond my level of understanding to say anything about the Maya of Gurudev, because I am a witness of many examples like this, even contrast examples like this. Gurudev
Yeah.
resides in universe and may choose anyone as an instrument of him, whether he is a disciple or not, for his mission. I have written my experiences. Why? I don't know. So this is what he had written.
Wonderful.
This is,
And
this is
for many people who would watch this show and who are not aware about Guru Siyag Yoga, they might find it too good to be true. But those people, if they would practice this and they would search more about Guru Siyag Yoga, or maybe they can also get in touch with us to understand about it. So there are countless case studies of cancer, AIDS, hemophilia, thalassemia, and other diseases which got cured of because of Guru Siyag
Yeah,
grace through his practice
yeah.
of meditation and mantra jap. Yeah.
As this, sorry to interrupt you, as this practitioner had mentioned that Gurudev resides in this universe, he is omnipresent, and
Yes.
the im- one of the qualities I believe of a guru is that he or she should be omnipresent. Then only he is a true guru. So not only his physical presence matters, that physical presence doesn't matter now, because omnipresence means he is everywhere. So
Absolutely.
I'm taking this liberty to share one more small experience, and
Yes.
this experience is coming from Germany. There is a new practitioner who used to have other practices, um, the Jewish practices and all. So he gave up all those practices. He followed Guru Siyag, and as Gurudev Siyag had said that just chant the mantra and do the meditation twice a day, and keep on chanting the mantra as much as possible unless it becomes automatic in your brain. So this fellow was, connected almost 6 months ago or 5 months ago. I don't remember exactly, but he had this question that he is not able to concentrate on chanting mantra. Then I further inquired him, and he said that you know, he's still carrying those amulets, which were given by this synagogue, the person.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
once he will return all these, then he will start practicing again, and hope he is connected to Guru Siyag. So I suggested him a small kind of suggestion given to him, which has having a picture of Gurudev's lotus feet, which is becoming very popular nowadays. So look at this small example. So I just give one more brief about him, and then I will share a very brief experience what happened to him once he got the picture of Gurudev's lotus feet. So he wrote to me, I think on Sunday. He said, "I wish I could right now come to India for enjoying the divine grace and energy of your holy land and temples of Gurudev. Constantly, please inform me if there is anyone to come and live there eternally. I don't know why I feel laziness and empty constantly. However, I chant this divine mantra. Is it forbidden to put one or two of Guru Siyak's lotus feet photos in my pocket and take it within me everywhere? Or the lotus feet photo of Gurudev Siyak must be only on the table?" So I suggested him something, and then he wrote, "Yesterday, when I took the laminated photo of Gurudev Siyak's lotus feet from the photo studio to my room flat in my pocket, I felt inner peace and confidence and well concentrate with inner joy. The lotus feet of Gurudev Siyak must be only on the table, right?" So this is another brief, experience sharing by someone. Somebody had also written something to me today. I'm not sure about his name. Somebody had just approached me today, and he or she had written something very meaningful. This is written in little complex English. I try to narrate it. I try to narrate it. This has a title. I'm not knowing the name of the practitioner, but thanking him or her for sending this to me. So this is, again, a perspective about Guru Siya. So the title of that is "I Can Clearly Visualize a Golden Era, Florence, American Foreteller." So this American foreteller has written, and this person who had shared it with me, I don't know the name of that person, but Florence writes, "I can clearly see the sacred region of northern India where a saint, with terrific effort, immersing himself in. ceaseless spiritual practices is radiating such a divinely spiritual flow, which shall be capable of ushering in era, transforming in future in the entire world. His spiritual thinking shall be so revolutionary that people in a mind boggled manner shall witness its spark, getting converted into a blazing inferno, which in turn shall spread in every nook and corner of the globe. People shall realize that only in imbibing this great saint's powerful, progressive thinking that troubleshoots all worldly problems, dwell the well-being of the entire world. In this way, slowly but surely, people will get directed towards spirituality and shall totally be rendered spiritually. This shall in turn help people the world over experience heavenly happiness on earth. The proclamation was made by Florence, a highly intellectual seer of New Jersey, USA, about a few decades back in her book, Golden Light of a New Era. She writes in this book
Oh,
that when I enter great flights of meditation, I visualize such a great saint who is fair skinned, with white hair, and without a beard mustache. His face shines with a brilliant divine aura. It appears as though this great saint, seated amidst an intensely brilliant sun that is surrounded by thousands of bright flame lamps, with his divine aura and energy, not only imbues life into flames nearby, but that by spreading his divine light rays in the entire world enlightens it. People perform people perforce get magnetically attracted to this life imbuing divine light, which is akin to butterflies incited towards a flame lamp. Due to this inspiring divine light, world human shall experience an extraordinary transformation within themselves, as a result of which such a gigantic super revolution shall assure, in which shall be labeled as thought revolution by contemporary world denizens. Due to this revolution, materialistic beliefs will change, and in highly intellectuals, such a thought consciousness shall evolve that maybe only a few will aver while calling it a spiritual thought flow. Due to this rise of this new thinking, once again, spirituality shall get re established the world over. At that time, everyone will think of one religion, and that is human religion, along with the concept of one world nation. In the entire world shall boom the great thought flow of this great saint. Various followers of various religions shall look upon this saint as their true guide. Amongst Muslims, he shall be looked upon as Prophet Muhammad. Christians shall look upon him as another form of Lord Jesus Christ, whereas Hindus shall call him the 10th avatara of Almighty God. His energy shall be so extraordinary and mind blowing that for him it will be a matter of ease to imbue new inspiration in the consciousness of world public and shall help control, balance the deteriorating balance of Prakriti or nature. His childlike innocent behavior and radiant divine personality shall profess attract people to himself in such a way by by a gigantic army like organizations will be born and its creative soldiers shall play an important role in the saint's sacred mission. So this is what it is, and there is a outflow or there is a shortage of electricity here, so I'll take a leave now. Garima, thank you so much for giving me time, and we all go down to the lotus feet of Guru Siyag. Thank you.
exactly. And it seems there is some confluence of circumstances of having this issue at your end. So no worries. So I also have a couple of experiences to share, but that would come later. So meanwhile, for those of you who are knowing about Guru Siyag for the first time, or maybe you know a brief, maybe just a little bit about Guru Siyag. So uh, the photo in the picture, you can see Guru Siyag, and I would just share the Guru of Guru Siyag also. I will introduce you just a second. So in this picture, you all can see on the left side is our beloved Gurudev Siyag, and on the right side is Gurudev of our Gurudev Baba Gangainath Ji. So Baba Gangainath Ji is a Nath yogi who is now not in his physical form. And our Gurudev, he was a common person who lived a common person life, like a man who had a family and who worked for a living to rear his children and all that. So he has lived a worldly life, and at the same time, he worked on himself and evolved himself spiritually. So basically, his journey, you can know more about Guru Siyag's journey by visiting the website, which is www.gurusiyagyoga.org, and you will get a lot of information on the website regarding Guru Siyag and his Guru Yogi Gangainath Ji, and you can also get to know about how to practice Guru Siyag Yoga. So in this practice, there are only two things that we have to do. One is meditating twice a day, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. And if you live in a cold place, in cold countries wherein there's a lot of snow and all that happens all around the year. So in North India, we do not get snow at all. So we are strictly advised to not extend meditation beyond 15 minutes. uh, Twice a day we have to do it, morning, evening, afternoon, night. You can choose your time. There is no kind of boundary or restriction around time, so you may practice meditation as your convenient time. And one thing that you need to be mindful of is that you do not have to eat before meditating. So there must be a gap of around 3 hours between, after you have your meal and then your meditation. So that is the only thing. And you may sit anywhere. You can sit in any comfortable position. You may, those of you who can't sit for some reason, they can even lie down. And if you can sit, then sit. If you It's better if you ensure that you have some space around you, so that if some movements happen in your body, so you have some space around you. And if you do not have much space in your room or wherever, so you do what is really possible, what you can do without complicating yourself. Because Guru Siyag Yoga is not about complicating yourself, it's about releasing yourself from all the complications that you have. So, in his speeches, Guru Siyag has clearly stated that a true Guru is somebody who liberates you from the various hooks that trap you to the type of life that you are living. So we end up we are living the way we figure out life, and we are trying our best. So I really honor each one of us in being whosoever we are. And it's not easy to live life. So all of us are fighters. We are fighting our unique circumstances, and we beat ourselves a lot for it. At least most of us, I would say. So some of you might be good at acknowledging your own self, or being compassionate towards with your own self, but most of us are not. So Guru Siyag Yoga is about really honoring your own self. So in his speeches, Guru Siyag has shared that I'm not giving you anything. No guru can give you anything. You are already a whole being. So all a true guru can do is connect to your own self, your true self. So he shares in a very humble and full of humility way that I am not somebody that who can give you anything and who was more than you and all that. So he just said that I was like you, like a worldly person living a worldly life, having worldly struggles and all that. And he got into spiritual practice because of his own health concerns. So he developed a phobia of death during his young age, and to counter that phobia his friend suggested him to chant a mantra which he found complicated, and he he said that I can't chant this one, so let me embrace death. So but anyways, his friend suggested a simpler mantra, and then he said, okay, I can chant this one, I relate to this one resonate with me. And he started his journey, spiritual journey, with the spiritual practices from there. Before that he was not at all into preaching any god in a conventional way. So he may be knowing something, or he may be having his ideologies around God and all that. But he shared in his videos, in his speeches, basically that he was not very much godly or into spiritualism or religiousness of any kind. So he was a very secular kind of person and believed in doing the work honestly. So once he started his own spiritual practice, and then he had a kind of a journey because of which he gained some spiritual powers. And then to manage those spiritual powers, he had to find a true guru, and who became, he then reached out to Babaji Gangainath ji. And basically, it was Babaji only who was calling Gurudev, because we hardly know how this how this spiritual world operates. So what kind of powers they have, and how things work at the divine level. So right now it's not really easy for us to comprehend. But any which ways, Gurudev got got initiated into another level of, I would say, spiritual journey by the grace of Baba Gangainath ji. And if you would visit the website, you would get to know about his story in a more clear way. So initially, he was not really keen to keen to take diksha from Baba Gangainath ji. He was not very convinced. But then there's a story behind it. There is a very simple and interesting, a simple and interesting tale around how he happened to finally bow down to Babaji and take the diksha. And then after taking that diksha, he continued his spiritual practices, and he learned, or maybe he could then carve out that and manage that spiritual path for himself. And with the grace of his own guru, he could achieve whatever he was destined to achieve or entasked to achieve. So he could get there. And then he was given this adesh, or this order, spiritual order, we would say. Because adesh is a Hindi word, and order doesn't fully capture the essence of adesh. So adesh is something that somebody somebody is receiving that order out of a lot of respect and honesty. So that is Adesh. So he received that Adesh that he will now spread this word of spirituality, and he will now help everyone on the planet to come to their true form, which is their divine form. And this has been predicted by many spiritual masters, and especially Sri Aurobindo, this another saint from India, that how human beings would turn into divine form. So we Indians, we already know, at least briefly, or we would say we know the basic concept of that. There are many eras that are running in a cyclic way. So we call them yugas. So after this yug, another yug would come. So that yug is of, you know the enlightenment, becoming, transforming ourselves into divine form and all that. But any which ways, on this platform, it's not, I'm not the right person to describe the hardcore spirituality or nitty-gritties around how people are becoming divine and all, and what is in store for you. All perhaps I'm doing is sharing a practitioner's journey and other practitioners' journey through this platform in English. And I have been practicing Guru Siyag Yoga for past around 3 years. And it has been a fascinating journey because, like many of you, initially I was very skeptical, to say the least, because I wanted to follow a spiritual person, so that I could, I had this seeking of following a spiritual person, so that I I get access to teachings or hacks about living life in correct way. So I never wanted to be wrong around living my life. So after making a lot of mistakes, I thought the best way could be hack teachings of a evolved person. So in India, we have a lot of gurus, and India is a land of evolved gurus. So I started reading about spiritual works of many great religious gurus that we have in India. And then slowly I had this seeking of follow just only one guru. I wanted that I just want to enroll myself in one spiritual school, so that I can depend on that school to evolve me. So I tried again, connected with I tried to connect with many spiritual schools, or organizations and all that. But almost everywhere, i I appreciated all the schools. I could get many beautiful learnings and teachings from each one of them. But somewhere down the line, either the commercial aspect involved, uh, or something else, something put me little away from progressing there. So sometimes it was the complexity, the nature of complexity of the religious or the spiritual practices involved. Sometimes it was the monetary aspect, that they wanted money, and there were many levels of learning and all that. So, and there's nothing wrong in anything. So I had nothing on my mind as such, that that this is good or bad. It's just that I just felt that this is not something that I am looking for. So when Dharmendra Sharma ji, so he shared with me about Guru Siyag. And okay, I listened to him patiently. But then I was, after looking at the picture of Guru Siyag and Baba Gangai Nath ji, I was like that I want a guru, but it seems I want a cool kind of guru. So I was little this thing, that okay, he seems to be a very authentic guru and all that, and but somehow I want a cool kind of guru, so that if I share with my friends and family and all that, so they would easily, understand, okay, fine, okay, we know about him, he's very popular in the media and all that. So we have some very popular gurus in India. So I was somehow trying to get attached to one of them, because I thought that would make sense as far as my 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 image is concerned in society. So with my family, friends, and professional network. So that was all going on in the background, and somewhere that background noise of all these thoughts and all that was something different than the true seeking, that true seeking for a spiritual master. So that was always there. So I would say it was grace of Guru Siyag. It was truly the grace of Guru Siyag that he somehow he somehow took me into his, I would say, under his grace. And he slowly, kind he got me here, I would say. It is something that I truly feel. So I just started practicing Guru Siyag Yoga with little bit of reluctance, and I started doing meditation. And but at the same time, I had a lot of mental filters and all that, that made me doubtful about this whole practice and all that. But I kept on challenging myself, that by asking questions like that, what is it that if Gurudev would have been very popular in the media, then is this the criteria for you to select your guru? Or are you truly equipped? I can't even select vegetables properly, so am I really am I really equipped to really select a guru? So I started asking those questions to myself, that how am I equipped to really evaluate the merits and demerits, and how am I equipped to give scores and all that. So somehow I just started understanding that I have many mental biases around what would suit me, and with regards to this whole image that I have and all that, and of being an educated person, of being this and that and all that. So slowly and slowly I kept on practicing the meditation and mantra chanting, and at the same time I started watching the videos of Guru Siyag Yoga, which with Dharmendra Sharma had been doing for, in fact, 3-4 years. So he has been sharing teachings of Guru Siyag and practitioners' experiences of Guru Siyag Yoga, who are practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. So I've been watching those videos, and every time I watched a video, I would feel more convinced around practicing Guru Siyag Yoga, because people like me, or people like whosoever comes on these shows, so they are all very normal people who are who are uh, who are working and doing chores like we are all doing to make ends meet, who are trying to make sense of life, who are trying to figure out best ways of surmounting their challenges, who all have seeking, and who really have who would want to connect to some spiritual power, because in the end all of us have this deep longing of connecting ourselves to the powerhouse of powerhouse of I would say true power. So all of us have that seeking. So many of us or I would say many of us are not in touch with that seeking, because of some worldly or materialistic ride is ride has taken you away from that true seeking. And many of us already feel that seeking very strongly. So once you have that strong seeking, so God has a way to help you. So God connects with you, connects to you your Guru. So he connected me to Gurudev Siyag. And then slowly and slowly my journey kept on continuing. So little bit of consistency started building in my meditation. So initially I was meditating once in a week or thrice in a week, and slowly I started practicing once every day, and then slowly it became twice a twice a day. And many a times I could not practice on some days and all that. But what I notice now is when you are doing whatever you are doing with utmost honesty, even if you are not doing it, but you are honest about it. So Gurudev helps you in in breaking those barriers or obstacles that are coming in your way of your spiritual evolution. So slowly, what when I look back, so I can easily say that uh, i I got changed in many ways, and because of that I changed how I live and organize myself. And people who live with me or who work with me or interact with me, so they were also responding differently because they were talking to a person who has changed. So everything changed in a way that I could practice meditation with more sincerity and with more certainty. So more consistency slowly built up during these 3 years, and from past 1 year, I can honestly say I do not remember that I have skipped meditation even once. So honestly do not remember at all. So I haven't. So, and this is not my effort. I do not even know what free will is if I have made any effort. But then whatever I feel is that I have been honest with myself and with Gurudev. That I always shared with him that I feel weak here. I'm not able to progress. I want to build this consistency, but it's not happening. And I'm not able to trust myself. I'm not sure about how to walk on this path. So help me, make me do the work. I never asked for any shortcut. I said that make me do the work. Help me in in practicing whatever you are teaching. Help me do that. So this sincere, simple, honest prayer kept me connected to Gurudev. And when you are connected to Gurudev, Gurudev helps you. And those of you who are not from our culture, so such kind of programs, I'm not even sure how much value is being created on by sharing whatever I'm sharing. But all I can say is that Gurudev is wanting to do this. That is why I'm here. And this is not something that I'm doing out of comfort or something. But yes, uh, even if I'm not sure why I'm feeling joyful when I'm interacting with you, but this whole joy is about doing this satsang about Gurudev. So sharing about Gurudev is like is like that experience that somebody who's passionate about something, so a poet who is passionate would would want to share his poetry with everyone. Somebody who is a composer would want to share his or her music with everyone. And a passionate mother would like to share about various naughty things that her child is doing. So I am have become somebody that I can talk about Gurudev on and on and on and on and on, 24 into 7 with anyone whosoever. So I really have to be mindful about to really kind of appear sane and sensible, because this is another ride for me, that once I start talking about Gurudev, I just can't stop. And over these 3 years, I don't know when, this kind of love blossomed in me, that even just, you know, and now I feel his presence 24 into 7. Now I feel his presence like that. And this experience really can't be shared in words. When you love someone, and when you love someone so much, and you have so much confidence in that someone, that 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 you haven't experienced before. You haven't been so confident even you haven't been so confident even about your own parents. So, and this is a big word because I come from a family wherein I have very secure relationship with my mom and dad and all that. So, not from a abusive or that kind of household. But this was a new kind of hit. This is a new kind of hit altogether. So people want hit in life, and that is why they kind of run after adventure sports, or maybe they want to uh, whatever kind of abuse they want to do to get that hit. So they will not understand that what hit I am talking about, that this confidence of being connected to a powerhouse, and this confidence of living life, that I'm not running away from anything. So this confidence is so hard to capture, and this confidence gives a glimpse of the joy that has you know that has that is building up in my life. So this is not something that that okay, I've done it, seen it all, been there, done that, and here you hear my story, and that is what is it is in the nutshell, and nothing like that. This is just the beginning. So this is just the beginning. And in his speeches, Gurudev talks about that when you chant the name of God, you experience akshay anand. And by akshay anand, it means joy that is unending, so unending bliss. So somebody who hasn't tasted that unending bliss, who hasn't experienced that unending bliss, you know is only believing that joy is only possible to experience or to attain through sensual pleasures, through pleasures that our senses can experience. So this joy is completely different. This joy is completely different, and lot of people would not relate to it. And when I say lot of people, I mean that a lot of people are practicing meditation, but at the same time, I believe there are more number of people who are not at all spiritual right now on this planet. So, and I may be wrong, but the point is that this is something that I had not felt before any time in my life. And after really connecting with Gurudev, I don't know what happened from inside, how come that love started bubbling up, and how come this another level of confidence of living life and to express love and compassion fully in in every space that you are part of. So that started happening automatically, and this is immensely joyful. And because of this experience, we end up letting go of all the crap that we keep keep hooked onto, or we hold on to tightly, because we fear that we really want this also, that also we want to perhaps uh, want to attain some degrees or certificates, or certain kind of job, or certain kind of relationships and all that, because we are convinced that these are the necessary things for us to feel happy. But when you would connect to Guru Siyag, you would you would experience that unending bliss, and then then you will understand that you all you have been doing all your life is weighing yourself with so much of unnecessary weights. So your whole concepts or ideas around success, relationships, your own self, and everything will start changing. And the first thing you would start noticing and appreciating and laughing and making fun of is your own flaws. So you would really you would uh, so those of you who are not open to laughing at yourself, but then also this certainly would happen to you as well, that the first thing that we become aware of is our own follies that we have been involved into all our lives. So that's about it for today, isn't it? So one thing I want to say to all of you is that whosoever watched this video, I want to request you to leave your comments so that we know that how are you feeling about this series on Gurudev's satsang, and what else do you want us to share on this platform, so that we feel that yes, uh, guru practitioners, guru disciples, meditation practitioners are getting some value. So this is it. So now in a while I will play a short video of Gurudev, and he in his very simple way will share the mantra, Sanjeevani mantra, and listening to that mantra will initiate you into the Guru Siyag Yoga. So after listening to the mantra in Gurudev's voice, you can start practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. So it's the most easiest thing that I have heard on this planet. So, and there's a specific way to meditate. Even that way is very simple. So sit at any place. You can sit on the sofa, bed, mat, floor, anywhere, and sit. And if you can ensure some space around you, 2 3 feet on every side, that's fine. And if you can't, even that is okay. So just sit comfortably. You do not have to sit in any particular posture, any particular asan. Just sit in the most comfortable posture that you can sit. You do not really need to have your spine erect and sit very tight and all that. Just sit in a very most comfortable way that you want to sit. And those of you who can't sit, they can lie down. And then watch the picture of Gurudev. Once you sit, just watch the picture of Gurudev. So, like this. On there are many pictures on the internet that are available of Guru Siyag. So you can download anyone, and or like this one. And we have a lot of beautiful pictures of Guru Siyag. So you may search more about Guru Siyag's pictures on the internet, and then after looking at the picture for maybe around 1 or 2 minutes, as long as you want to, and once you look at the picture, and then just close your eyes and imagine Guru Siyag here. So we call this third eye, or this is also called seat of the wisdom, and this is also called the 10th door that opens inside you. So rest of the doors are our senses, like our eyes, ears, and all that. So all these doors open outside, but this is the door that takes you inside. So imagine Gurudev here. So and we close our eyes, imagine him here, and then we pray to him to help us meditate for 15 minutes. We keep our eyes closed and we start chanting the mantra that you would, just hear in a while. So this is how we meditate, and we can meditate twice a day. And the same mantra we have to chant round the clock. And by round the clock, it means that you chant as much as you can without moving your lips or without moving your tongue. So you do not have to move your lips and tongue. You do not have to utter it loud. Chant it silently. So you can chant it while you are, doing chores, any chores, I mean. So it's up to you, while you're driving or maybe while you're cleaning your house or doing anything. So just keep on that mantra chant on as much as you can, and twice a day you have to meditate. So this is the part of Guru Siyag Yoga that you have to do with honesty, and we can progress in this by keeping ourselves, in that humility of extending ourselves to Gurudev to, help me progress. So Gurudev will help us, and we will slowly be able to practice this meditation and mantra chanting in a more consistent manner. So this is a journey. This might be slow initially, but when you would do your efforts sincerely, so you will progress. So now I'm playing the video of Gurudev, and you will get the mantra, and after that we will do 15-minute meditation together. And after the meditation, I'll share my WhatsApp number and fellow Guru disciples number also, like Dharmendra Sharma's number and Manju Chabra's number. So you can share your experiences if you want to with us on WhatsApp. Yeah, so here we go.
Yoga mean Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal consciousness force. What are the benefits of Siddhi Yoga? Siddhi Yoga heals, cures, or frees the body from any physical illness, aids various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS, which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity, or tingling. According to Siddhi Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. Regular practice of Siddhi Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc., and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling, 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 cling, Krishna, cling.
So, Jai Gurudev, everyone. So, please come out of meditation, and thank you so much for watching this show. And now, if you wish to share your experiences, you can share your experiences with us on WhatsApp. So, the numbers are being displayed down below. And throughout this episode, we have shared the links, like the link of the website, the link of a video that describes about Guru Siyag Yoga in English. So all those links were shared below in the runner that's running. And those of you who experience any yogic movements during the meditation, so that is perfectly normal. If you experience any vibration, that is also normal. So whatever happens in those 15 minutes is normal. And just make sure that you ask for the time, specific time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes to Gurudev, from Gurudev, before you before you start practicing the meditation. So your meditation would end automatically after that time that you have asked for. So this is also a very unique aspect of this yoga. So thank you so much. See you next week, and don't forget to share your comment about this video. And thanks a lot, Jai Gurudev.